the third quarter when Footscray kicked 11 goals, 3-6 behind, and Fitzroy adding only 2 goals after quarter time, after they got the first 2 goals of the match. Liberatore from Callett putting Footscray into attack again up towards half forward, knocked away or knocked on by Grant. And having an attack of the fumbles down there as Morris finally got the hand pass away, but Fitzroy been under pressure all afternoon. Their defence crumbled in the third quarter. Gale's kick long up towards the centre wing position. Blakey kicked the first goal of the game. They'd like him to kick a few more. Campbell has it punched away from him. This is Hunter. Little short pass to the advantage of a teammate. That's been the story of the day for Footscray. Callett, 1-on-1 duel at the centre wing position. No mark taken, and the ball taken over the boundary line by Roos in front of Steve Wallace.
Pete Ellis Lynch has now gone to full forward, and I think Seacamp it is, yes, up on Del Rey at fullback.
Danny Del Rey has kicked 5 goals so far, 5 goals, 3. Boundary throw in, wind in front. Callett went without the ball. And we'll see a bounce in the centre wing position. So Footscray going into this match with 8 wins and 2 losses. It's going to be 9-2 at the end of today, unless a miracle happens. I don't think they happen at Princes Park on Saturday afternoon too often. Wallace trying to get the hand pass out, or Atkins gets steamrolled. There is a whistle on play, and Atkins will take the free kick. He's had 27 kicks so far and 10 hand passes.
And good to see the umpire protecting the guy going for the ball then. That was Simon Atkins. And that was Guard getting it to Roos. Oh, cross goal to Morris. Is that a free? No, danger because, oh yes, it is a free. He has paid it.
Well called, Pete.
I thought he had missed it at first. This is Paul Morris. Oh, he's found Wine. Del Rey was about to intercept Jimmy Wine. Fitzroy haven't had many good players today. Wine, centre wing, Scott Wine. Now the race is on. Hunter versus Dundas. Some holding going on there. Could have been a free kick. McCormack caught, drops it. Liberatore, oh look at that to Atkins. On to Callett, clever dummy by Callett, then a brilliant handball across to Tui, who was waiting for it. Grant at half forward, Roos spoiled. Gale, a bounce with the left hand. Then a left hand pass, McCormack, back to Gale, this is a better move. Now it's Armstrong from 50 metres, set sail for home with a long driving kick for a great goal. So Matthew Armstrong has kicked his first, a belated goal for Fitzroy, and I think that's their first since 12 minutes into the second quarter.
Yes, and that's the best they've looked to, Pete. The best build-up, they're confident, and just because of the run of Gale, he brought it right down from half-back. Armstrong, the fellow finishing up with it, and he did the rest, but you can't really see them coming back. Footscray on 8 occasions they've led at three-quarter time, won each games, so I can't see them relinquishing this lead at the moment.
Armstrong's first goal. They'd have to really get a rattle on Ross, would they?
That's the understatement of the century.
80 points the difference only. 10 quick goals and they're back in it. More funny things have happened. They're kicking into the man on the mark there. A little toe poke by Callett. Ball shuffled along the 50-metre line. Campbell just couldn't quite control it, and the ball out of bounds.
He's sticking to using those gloves, isn't he, Tony Campbell?
As if they work, use them, but they don't really get conditions too many times like the English soccer goalies get. And they find them useful then in the mud and the slush. Actually, this ground is magnificent today. I thought it was going to be rather muddy, but it's come up pretty well.
Former great district cricketer here, Frank Brewer's the curator, Pete.
Wine taps down. Kick by Caven after it came from Stanfield. McPherson. Morris sits nicely for Gale. Out to Roos, goes backwards. Roos will go wide with the pass. Out to Broderick, under pressure, as they have been most of the day. This is Hunter, and he's well shepherded. On his own is Glenn Coleman. Plays on. Rowan Smith, 35 metres out, directly in front. Could have drilled it. And only one behind. Well, he's missed a couple from close in, Rowan Smith. So only one behind. The Footscray. It's not going to make too much difference, Peter McKenna, to the end result.
No, I don't think so, but I think we'll just beat the rain too. It's getting very dark here at Princes Park. Conditions have been good for football. Jimmy Wine knocks it on. Now it's McCormack, very highly skilled player, finds Caven. Paul Caven pops one as he kicks it, and it was just slightly high by Tui. And out in the full, the ball went. Well, let's have a look. Oh no, it wasn't too bad. Campbell, centre wing. Wine has it punched away. Here's McCormack again. You can see how skillful he is, the way he picked that up. But he's to see how skillful he is with his kicking too, Roscoe.
Good timing, Pete.
I wasn't talking about his kicking on that occasion. It was the way he picked it up and walked. Can I get out of this?
No. No, you're gone.
Well, oh, look at the mark by Paul Roos. He's kept trying all day. Blakey. Baldwin. Back it comes to Blakey. This is a better build-up again. Brett Stevens kicks it long. Will it clear the pack? It's touched onto Tui by Reynolds, and Tui eventually forces it through for a behind. But they're trying to get some semblance of teamwork going, Fitzroy, Ross.
Yes, I mean, all's not lost, but Robert Shaw will be pleased if they could just play the game out and just get something back in this last quarter.
80 points the difference. Blakey's hand pass taken by Morris. Into the goal square. One-on-one duel. Alistair Lynch has taken a good mark over Campbell.
Campbell looking for a free kick, but just body to body. Lynch a bit better on that occasion.
Well, he did it last week against Jason Dunster when he was outmarked early. And he ultimately got on top. Lynch just in the right place at the right time, eh?
Slight nudge, but that's a typical full forwards one.
You're allowed to do that, Pete, aren't you?
I remember you doing it, Ross.
So the kick is good. Alistair Lynch getting his first goal. Played at both full-back and full forward today. He was quiet at full-back early, or full forward early, to full-back.
Yes, and there we see that slight nudge, but what we're saying about Robert Shaw wanting his players just to get something back in this last quarter. By the same token, Terry Wheeler would not want his side just to lay back and let Fitzroy come back in. Percentage is always going to be important.
Well, we've got 18 minutes and 32 seconds of play left, so plenty of time for Fitzroy to try and mount something on the scoreboard. But already you can see a little bit more of urgency by Fitzroy, and probably slightly less by Footscray, because they did have a commanding lead at three-quarter time.
86 points to be precise.
We're back in the centre. Wine still there against Paxman. Paxman thumps it 25 metres towards goal. Kicked off the ground by Atkins, but the kick has gone straight to Matthew Dundas. Now the leader's onto the pocket. Lynch, but Tui chips in across in front. Now he's calling for someone to lead. He elects to hand pass now to Liberatore. Oh, a little chip pass. Stanfield, most impressive, particularly in the first half. This is Mansfield on the ground. On the left foot, Atkins flies over the back. Can't take it. Jason Baldwin. Hand pass. Morris, the two lookalikes combining, and the kick lands with Broderick. He should have a shot from there. Now he's going to bring the pass across to McCormack, who is closer in, and hardly any angle to speak of.
He should get the goal from here. He's been quiet, but he started on the bench.
Brendan McCormack from 35 metres, almost directly in front. Kicks at goal, hooks it, and has missed. So not a good kick by the Fitzroy centreman. 8-13 to 2014. Very impressive display by Footscray.
He's just looking ahead too, Pete, with Footscray to play Melbourne, Collingwood, Geelong in the next three. It's a good game to lead into those, following on from that great win against Hawthorn.
73 points the difference now. They beat Hawthorn by over 5 goals, so their percentage 123 before today. It's going to get a good boost after this afternoon's win. Broderick finally able to pick it up between wing and half forward, hooks it back. Tui gets the front position. He's got support from Campbell there. This is Caven. Good attempt at a Peter Dacos type goal, but he didn't quite thread it through. And Caven registers his second behind for the afternoon. He started at full back with Lynch at full forward. Campbell, this is a set play. Look at this. Reynolds, just the required distance, you would have to say. Reynolds almost backed himself into a corner there. Blakey and Tui. Armstrong. And it comes to McCormack from Dundas. Wheeldon. Snapshot. He's put that out of bounds, has he? If he didn't run out of bounds with the football in the first place. It's going to be a free kick in the last night of defence to be taken by McPherson. No, not. Let's go to Campbell.
I really do miss Richard Osborne up there, Pete.
Oh, big hole. Stanfield. Much improved player. Liberatore. We've said enough about him. Paxman, good attempt to mark. In fact, the umpire agrees with that. It was a good attempt to mark, but not paid. Mansfield. As Pete said, has just come onto the ground. Stevens at right half back, trying to get something going. Morrish, inboard. Armstrong, just off the edge of the centre square. Goes for the ball out here. Caven kicks it up towards Wheeldon this time. He marks in front of Reynolds, and he should be able to go from there, only 15 metres out on a pretty slight angle.
The other player too, mentioning Osborne, is Peter Satori, who hasn't played a lot of footy, but as a forward, it just gives him another option. With those two players missing, it just makes it so much more difficult.
Wheeldon's kicked 2 goals, 2 so far. Peter Satori injured in the night series. The knee should be back in a few weeks, I'm told, but he'll be handy out there this afternoon. Wheeldon's shot is a goal. Wheeldon kicks his 3rd and Fitzroy's 9th, 9-14 to 20-14. They still trailed by 66 points.
Yes, and the zip's gone out of this game, particularly after that blistering 3rd quarter by Footscray. It really was some quality footy. But to Fitzroy's credit, they've come back and they're persisting, and Footscray may have taken their foot off the pedal a little bit, but Fitzroy still lifting their rating.
Footscray by 11 goals, but Fitzroy mounting, well, you wouldn't really call it a challenge. They're just trying to make their score look a lot more respectable, and they're certainly doing that. Centre of the ground, Atkins shuffles it on. Armstrong. Now Blakey. Blakey, that was good play, John Blakey. Loses it to Steve Wallace. He had 2 men to beat. Not enough support. Grant versus Roos. Roos caught. No, breaks the tackle. Roos on the right foot, brings it to half forward. Caven in front. It's a loose ball. 2 Fitzroy players racing after it. McCormack copped one.
Too high.
And it is a free kick to Brendan McCormack, and he'll kick from probably about 50 metres. Now he's looking for someone to give it to, actually. And he still wants to pass it. Eventually he does, and he finds Broderick. Paul Broderick will kick from 35 metres directly in front. 12 and 9 he's had. He's battled hard, but really they haven't had enough good players on the day, Ross.
No, not enough. And midfield particularly, Pete, they were just lacking in people to carry the football for them and just put them under pressure right from the start.
Broderick yet to score a goal. He is directly in front. He's a left footer. Chips it in, and that's a beautiful kick for a goal. So at least they're mounting some sort of a challenge. They're into double figures as far as goals. 10-14 plays 20-14.
Yes, well, Broderick's had the task for most of the day on Atkins in the centre, and Atkins has certainly won that duel, and he's now up over the 40 possession mark. And whilst Broderick's persisted, he's certainly not had the better of that duel.
Fitzroy's best quarter on the scoreboard for scoring. They kicked 4-2 in the first quarter. They've now kicked 4-3 in this term. 74 to 134. Baxter gone out of the game a little bit. We had a magnificent first half. Dundas has kicked down towards half forward. Ross Lyon snares it inside 50. High kick. It will be a score, but only a minor one, I feel. So Lyon registering a behind. 1-1 against his name. 75 to 134. Campbell to kick in. Wind the target. Stanfield. Good backup. He's got a good pair of hands too. Wallace kicks to left half forward. Bump ball for Brian Royal. Don't know whether he appreciated that. Haxman has to unload pretty quickly. Under Morrish. Roos. He's knocked up trying all afternoon. Kicked the winning goal last week. He won't do it today. Kicks to half forward, and again Stanfield stands his ground. Royal got one on the fingers, it looks like. I think he's okay. He's had a great game as he did last week. Certainly been busy. Took some great marks in the second quarter. Blakey with Atkins. Gets away from him. Roos again. A little chip pass up to Dundas, who's caught. The hand pass should still be effective. Should being the operative word. McPherson might have something to say about that. Liberatore applies the tackle on Lyon. Hunter at the bottom of the pack. It comes out to Armstrong. Now a chance for Blakey. He'll have to be quick. He wasn't quick enough. Excellent tackle. Wine. Pinpoint with those hand passes. He sold Mansfield into trouble on that occasion. Why not holding the ball, Ross?
Too high.
Keenan Reynolds from halfback. In fact, the edge of the centre square. Morris too far underneath it. Coleman with Roos. He could have been legged. He'll come up with the football anyway from right half-back flank.
Paul Roos. That's a beautiful kick on the left foot to McCormack, and that was cleverly done too. Under Baldwin. Jason Baldwin centres it. Stanfield disciplined. Here's a chance for Lynch as Wheeldon gave it to him, and Lynch boots it and puts it through for a goal. So Alistair Lynch kicks his second. Good play by Wheeldon. He saw Lynch out of the corner of his eye. 2014 to 11-15.
Yes, they're starting to get a bit more creativity from their game, particularly across half-back. Paul Roos had a number of kicks in this last quarter. It was Baldwin on this occasion. They got a contest there from Caven in front, and Wheeldon, the player who read that best, with the crumbs, and Lynch just picking them up in time.
Alistair Lynch kicking his second goal. So easily Fitzroy's best quarter. 11 and a half minutes left in the match. You know the result, but Fitzroy are going to try to make it a lot closer. Lyon breaks the tackle at half forward. Can Ross kick another one? Good long kick. Through for only one behind. 1-2 to Ross Lyon. 11-16 to Fitzroy. 52 points the difference now. It was 86 at the start of this quarter. Campbell's kick to the member stand side on this occasion. Wine over the top with one hand. Blakey on the end of it. The hand pass effective to Broderick. Back to Lyon. Kicks from a standing start. Doesn't get too much distance with the kick. And a strong defensive mark by Baxter. Almost been a booking there. Umpire raced over, but nothing, luckily. Hunter kicks out to centre wing. Caven is there. Lost it. This is Wallace. Footscray free kick going to Steve Wallace. McPherson, I read that beautifully. McPherson short of left half forward flank. Kicked a goal today and let everybody know, gee, that was almost a mark. The umpire calls play on a trip. Finally, Fitzroy free kick. And Paul Roos, I think, is going to take it.
And Pete, Ross Lyon has come off. He looked as if he had a crook shoulder early in the game. He was holding his left arm. It was hanging very limply. He's now off the ground, and Stevenson is back on.
And there he is, Stevenson to take the mark. Started well, but Choco Royal cutting to pieces in the second quarter, and he was benched for a while. McCormack then came on. His kick here, high, not too handsome. Campbell, was that a mark? On the shoulder, says the umpire. It's a free kick, but it's still Campbell's ball.
Campbell to Stanfield. He's been the surprise packet. Centre wing with Broderick to Stevenson. Oh, bad play. He's kicked it straight to Tui. Atkins. This is his 30th kick coming up, Atkins. Not a bad effort, and 12 handballs as well. Now they take it away through Paxman. Or was that Seacamp? Well, that was Seacamp, in fact. Two lookalikes. Here's Atkins again, 31 kicks. In towards half forward, Coleman wrestles. Gale. Now Roos. A bad hand pass because Blakey was covered. And that's holding the ball. It should never have been on.
It was unnecessary, Pete, really, too. And Doug Hawkins is back on. Baxter's one that's gone off.
Steve McPherson with the ball in the centre of the ground. Delray's making a lead. No, now he's going short. Doug Hawkins, who Ross just mentioned. On it goes to Hunter. Hunter to the pocket. The lead is on by Royal, and Brian Royal has marked in front of the Carlton Social Club.
Pete, it's that sort of disposal coming out of their back line that's been so very good today.
Royal, Hawkins was calling for it. He still wants to chip it in short. Number 33 for Footscray. Brian Royal has kicked 3 goals.
3-2 and 1 out of bounds, Pete.
He actually could still chip this across to Mansfield.
Doesn't mind a goal, Brian Royal.
I think he wants to have a shot. I think you're dead right, Ross. Now look at the camera angle of this. Great camera shot right behind Royal. He'll have to kick it now. No, he hasn't. He's kicked it across the face and a good mark. Well, Roos's second half has been very good.
Got a lot better.
25 kicks. Roos, Stanfield. Good punch away. Dundas gets brought to ground pretty heavily. Almost got buried in the tackle. Hand pass comes out in the direction of Jason Baldwin, it was. Boundary throw now to take place on the outer side. Under 8 minutes left in this match. And number 15, Wine, being certainly in Footscray's best 3 today again, as he was last week against Hawthorn. Had a top game. Hawkins, as Pete said, back onto the ground. Stevenson to Gale, sold him into trouble, didn't he? Roos, a quick kick. Comes to Wine. Not a good hand pass. Intercepting is Dundas. Kicks to Caven. He began the match at full back. Centering kick. With Lynch at full forward. Reynolds. Plenty of options for him there. Could have gone over to Campbell. Into Mansfield instead. Atkins. His hands will have leather poisoning. He's touched it that often. And they get clear once more. Driven away by Mansfield up towards the centre wing position. And Fitzroy not giving up. Paxman, even though they're so far behind. And John Blakey takes the mark. Blakey at midfield, right next to the centre circle. Over to Baldwin. Reynolds almost the mark. He's looking for it. Guard spins out. Tries to get it to Armstrong. You have to be quick. Dundas, the ball just won't sit for him on the boundary line. Gets pushed over. Is that a free kick? Yes. That's to the annoyance of the Footscray supporters out there. But the man with the ball, or going for the ball, being rewarded. Matthew Dundas hasn't scored a goal today. In fact, hasn't scored from on the boundary line. What's he done? Behind. So 1 point to the Lions. Midway through the last quarter, in fact more than midway through, 2/3 through really. 11-17 now their tally, and again Tony Campbell to kick in. This time he goes short.
Oh, that could have been a free kick to Armstrong in the back. Wasn't a good kick by Campbell. Oh, Liberatore. Atkins, look at this. Great handball by Atkins out in front of Stanfield. One bounce. Will he go again? No, he won't. He'll bring it in towards half forward. A poor kick. And the mark has been taken down there for Fitzroy by Marcus Seacamp. Now immediately transfers play across the ground. Stevenson has marked. Played very well early in the game. First quarter. Now Blakey. Blakey off and running around Coleman. A bounce. And John Blakey brings it in towards the half-forward line, but there's that big man there, Scott Wine, who has again played well. Tui. He's got no one to give it to, so he chips it back. Now how the umpires see that, he calls play on. Probably a good decision in the end as he sock it off the ground right out towards the boundary line, and it rolls over and beats Paul Broderick and Keenan Reynolds. It's Tony Campbell with the gloves on. Trots back to fullback. He's picking up Alistair Lynch. 2014 Footscray. Fitzroy 11-17.
51 points the difference. 5 minutes left in the match. Wind to Atkins. McPherson, just about gone. Guard, a quick hand pass, sold Roos into trouble. Some of Fitzroy's hand passes this term haven't been all that great. To kick off the ground to the advantage of Wheeldon, he will take. And Wheeldon well within kicking distance, 40 metres out from goal.
Yes, Keenan Reynolds very slow to get back after the earlier contest. And when he did get back there, he started from behind. Therefore, Wheeldon in front when that kick came off the ground. Finishes up with a footy.
So Wheeldon's kicked 3 goals, 2 so far. Don't have any trouble with the distance. Accuracy will wait on the goal umpire. Only one behind. Well, out of that 3 goals, 3, I think he should have at least kicked 2 of those extra to make it 5-1. That hasn't been the case. Campbell again. Atkins, strong mark. Only his 3rd mark, but he's had, or 4th, 31 kicks and 15 hand passes so far. That's not a bad day's work. Disposal usually good. Out to centre wing and Callett. Shuffles it forward. Broderick's there with him. Pounced on by Mansfield as they tie it up, and it's going to be a bounce on centre wing.
Certainly the sting went out of this game at three-quarter time. I really think Footscray has relaxed a little bit, Ross.
Yes, Terry Rilla wouldn't be happy with that.
And no, they'll probably get a little bit of a bake after the game, I'd think. Mansfield, Atkins, Liberatore again. Back it comes to Mansfield. Matthew Mansfield, beautiful kick. He was looking up there for Delray. Delray's almost got it. Now he has. Handball back into play. Gale. Morris. Centre wing. Oh, a bit of a push out. Umpire allowing it to McCormack. This is Broderick. Blakey, he didn't have the vision then. Wallace. Hawkins. Oh, Footscray off and running here. The chip pass. Atkins again. Unbelievable performance. Back to Hawkins. Now Coleman. Over the top, Liberatore. A wild hand pass, unlike the Brownlow medalist. There's a free kick. No.
Yes,
Royal, yes, it is a free kick for too high. And it will go back there to Marcus Seacamp. Or is it Paxman? It's Paxman.
Just overdoing the handball bit there, Footscray.
I wish Paxman would get down one end and Seacamp up the other, actually.
Paxman gives it over to Morris. Armstrong against Coleman. Liberatore. That's a better hand pass to Wallace, who breaks one tackle, kicks it high, not too long. Gale underneath it. 3 Fitzroy players are there, actually. And in the end, a Footscray ball to, you guessed it, Atkins, kick number 33. And again, 2 Fitzroy players spawning each other. Royal makes them pay the ultimate penalty. Brian Royal kicks his 4th. 2 weeks in a row he's got 4. 21-14 to 11-18.
Yes, and not only that, but he's had 1 in each quarter, but his stats there, if we look at them, very even and consistent. And again, just getting that ball forward, and there's typical mistake there from Fitzroy. If you look at Royal stats, 7 marks, 14 kicks, 8 handballs, 4 goals. Mistake coming from Fitzroy. Stevens and Gale flying together. The ball spills free and a goal results.
Well, we're back to the centre. Wine. Stephen Wallace has played an excellent game again. He's a very consistent player. He had a hand in that goal as he took it out of the centre. He's had 16 kicks and 12 handballs, so another good game by Steve Wallace, Ross.
Yes, they've had very good even contributors all around the ground, Pete.
Well, they've hardly had a weak link. There's Wine hooking it over the back. That quick kick was by Nigel Callett. Here's Liberatore. Still gets in the handball to Atkins. Callett is a great kick on the run normally from 50 metres, Nigel Callett. Royal. It was touched off the boot. There must have been. Hand pass. Delray kicks on the left foot. Receives from Grant. Goal. Well, Danny Delray has kicked his 6th. And excellent team play again. 22-14 Footscray, 11-18 the Roys.
Yes, the crowd were asking, I think, did Callett run too far? What's this? Good handball from Liberatore. Let's see this. Off he goes and around a bit further. Oh, it's a couple of yards, isn't it?
27 steps. So, yes.
And he wears size 12 shoes.
It's history now. Back to the centre with only a minute of this match remaining. So Footscray getting 2 quick goals late in the term. Jimmy Wine trying to get clear. Can't do so. Mansfield does so for Footscray. Kicks it inside 50. Knock on by Grant. Not to the advantage of a teammate. Seacamp diving on top of it. And it will be a bounce just inside 50. It's going to be a good win to Footscray. Cementing its place on top of the ladder. Who would have thought it at the end of 1989? Hawkins. He's had a stint on the bench. Good tackle by Delray. Baldwin. Quick hand pass. Ruse onto Armstrong. Armstrong from right half back. Kicks up towards Stanfield and Caven. The Footscray player might have been taken high there. Umpire says no. Armstrong trying to burst his way through. Looking for support. Didn't get too much. Caven. And finally has to kick it himself. Back towards the 50-metre line. Wine. McCormack. Not taken out with a good hip and shoulder. And there's the siren as Hawkins gets a kick, tackled by Abbott. But it's going to be a good win for Footscray. 22-14, 146, defeating Fitzroy 11-18, 84.